Hey guys, how we doing today? I don't want to run out of. So yeah, two, three. Yeah, I'll just have to. There was one that I wanted to post, but that's 52. That's 51. 7. So let's keep that one. Sorry guys, I'm talking to myself. Guys and girls. We'll keep that one as well. Alrighty. We'll get rid of those. Yes. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Roy. This is Relentless Roy's Intuitive Tarot. My hair is kind of everywhere today. uh, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everybody's enjoying their day. Uh, Grateful to be here as always. Before I start the tarot card read, I have something that I did want to share with you guys real quick, and that is that each and every one of us is different and unique, right? In our own way, right? And not one of us human beings are the same. Okay? And so with that being said, we want to thank the creator, right? Because if you think about it, we are, you know, created, okay, and if I had to use biblical terms, in God's image, right? Okay, as a reference. And but if you like put your heart into the thought of that each and every one of us is unique in our own special way, and how and what that means, okay, if you know put thought into this, where each and every one of us is special and unique in our own way, right? So that would pull away from group think, right? Just hear what I'm trying to say is that we're not all one of this and we're not all one of that. Okay? Right? So let's not get confused. And I don't want to make this political, but what I'm saying is that each and every one of us individually is special and unique. Right? So with that being said, it's like we're all special, okay? We're all unique. And not one of us, you know, and back to like I was like with the if we put ourselves together in like a group, right, we're lessening our value. Depending on the circumstances, depending on the situation, right? So it's like don't cut yourself short because you yourself are special and unique. So look for that. So your uniqueness and your qualities that you see in yourself, that we hope that you see, right? Because if you are connected like groupthink or with people that don't see the value in your individuality, in your uniqueness, they're going to cut you short, right? Because they'll just say, oh, you are this like the rest of them, right? What's it say? I don't have the script, but you'll be sifted. You know, it's a Bible quote. I don't have it with me right here. Kind of doing the biblical thing. Sorry, guys, but you'll be sifted like you were sand, or you were like rice or whatever. And uh, that's not the case. Each and every one of us is special and unique. So rather than it's I feel like it would be like the attitude adjustment. If you associate yourself with the whole group, then you're cutting yourself short, and then you kind of like narrow down. You narrow your capabilities, your possibilities, your uniqueness is why you're here. Your uniqueness is what it means to be human being. So rather than cut yourself short and say be a part of the group or group think, or we are all the same color, or we are all the same speak language, or we are all the same, your hair color, or your skin color, or your eye color. When you try to group everyone together into one aspect, you cut yourself short. And so, I mean, I could go on for hours about this, but, uh, all that said, judging a book by its cover. And I would say this has definitely been one of my, growing up, one of my biggest challenges is being, you get judged. You are judged by the way you look, um, or just even if you speak differently or what have you, right? Rather than the quality of someone's character, And this, even though like I'm an adult, I'm a grown adult, uh, with responsibilities, and to this day, I see the, you know, being judged, not just me, but other people as well. Foreign, domestic, whatever. This, that, they're this color, that color. They speak this, they do that, they eat this, they, whatever it is, and um, it just blows my mind. I mean, there are people that deserve, to be pushed aside because the content, the quality of their character, right? You know what I'm saying, right? But there are good people in this world that have gone through hell and are still standing, right? And they are judged by the color of their skin, or the way they talk, or the way they look. And most of the time, the events that happened in their lives, it was out of their hands. If you can hear what I'm saying, people are, when they are brought up, when they grow up, the family that they come from, the situations that they were in, okay, they didn't have a choice to pick. When you're born into the family, you can't pick and choose what side you want to go on. You can't pick and choose, if you have a ton of money, or if you have nice clothes, or any of that stuff. Sometimes, it's out of your hands, okay? So when I see people being judged just by the look, the way they look, and things like that, it is hard to want to be around those types of people. I find that it's difficult to connect with people, to carry on conversation, to even want to be around somebody who is, uh, how would I put this? Somebody who is judgmental, right? Though, the first person to cast a stone, right? The first person to point and be like, I don't like this, and I don't like that, and it's like, especially in like a work environment, right? We're not there necessarily to all like, we value everyone's opinion, we value everyone's person, like their own space and all this, but like, at what point does it become like a, pitchfork mob, right? For example, where if you don't like somebody, then like we attack them, and I'm not saying that that's my situation or anything like that, but I see that a lot in my life, where if you don't fit in, or you're not a part of a group, then the said group will go out of their way to destroy your character, uh, and to like, cause hurt and harm, you know, uh, it just, how would I describe it? To be a constant reminder of ignorance, you know? Like, it's almost like they think of it like what comes to mind is a tick, right? A tick or a mosquito or like a parasite, where rather than create, like, be something like an individual where they would respect, or even if they don't respect the person, they still would understand, okay, this is somebody that's different, da 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 da, but not to like go out of their way and try to destroy someone's character. I know I'm going on and on about this, but it for me to see that how much damage could be done to a person, especially when it comes to like groups that don't even consider the situation that the person is in. They don't consider their background. They all they want to do is just they look at someone and they go, "We don't like that person because they look that way or they talk that way." Right? Or whatever they do, they walk funny. We don't like them, so let's destroy them. And it just blows my mind that, like, rather than try to understand or have some kind of patience, it's easy, it's just easier for them. Like, it's like when you're afraid of something, right? This is what's making me think. When you're afraid of something, what do you want to do? You want to kick it, you want to punch it, you want to destroy it, right? So like, you're afraid of uh like a wild animal, like a bear. So when the bear comes up, you know that it's going to attack you, right? But if the bear is just walking through the woods, you see him, he's eating the berries, then he's digging a hole, right? Do you look at the bear and say, I want to shoot that bear and kill it? No, because it's not doing it. And it's, you know what I mean? It's doing its thing. So you go, okay, it's not a threat, right? So I want to use that as a reference to, if you're working with people that are just doing their thing, right? They're not there to hurt, harm, they're there. We're talking about human beings now, okay? It's a human being that's not hurting anybody. Why do you want to go and destroy that person? Why do you want to humiliate? Why do you want to attack, their character? Why do you want to, like, run, like, whatever they do, you want to destroy that? It blows my mind, because what are you threatened by, right? So when you're threatened by an animal, or even say it's an insect, right? It's a bee, or it's a some type of fly, or, well, you would be, you go and you kill the nest, ants, right, or bees or wasps. If it's like a bear or something, if it's going to attack you, you kill it because you're afraid of it, right? When it threatens you, you spray it with mace, or you kill it, right? Why are you threatened about a human being? That's the question I want everyone to ask themselves, where you are threatened by the presence of a human being, a person, right? And is it because of that person that you feel threatened? Or is it because the lack thereof, like, the lack of understanding, the lack of compassion, the lack of, love, to put it in just simple terms? Do you only love people that look a certain way? Do you only care about people that agree with you? Or is it, or do you have love for everybody, regardless of who they are, or where they've been, or what they do? You respect them, right? And so that's all I'm trying to go with this, because we're all unique, we're all special, and it weighs on me at times when it's like, if you're threatened by a person, like a human being, and they are not They are not in a they are not in a violent stance. They are not threatening people. They are just there doing what they do. That to me is where you need to stop and think about like what you're lacking, right? If you're threatened by a person who is just existing, who just does what they do, right? Rather than go and destroy their character or cause issues for that person, right? Try to like ruin that person, ruin their day, ruin their job, ruin their, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, wherever they are, whatever the person, place, thing, whatever the situation, rather than just try to hurt that person because you're threatened by them. Why don't you stop and ask yourself, what is it about that person that I can't accept? Right? This is what I'm getting at. The lesson in here is if you feel threatened by a person, you have to stop and ask yourself, what is it that person has that I don't have? What is it that, right? And then that's the rabbit hole that you want to go down, because then you can explore, right? Myself as an example, and then I'll shut up because it's been 20 minutes, right? Is if I'm intimidated by a person, before I act out, right? When you're immature, you're a child, you act out like that. I say, wow, I'm envious, or I admire that person. I could even be jealous. But then, right, I say that to myself. I say, man, the way I'm acting right now, thinking in my head, right, I'm acting like I'm intimidated. I'm acting like I'm jealous. When I say that to myself, when I ask myself that question, then I say to myself, you should support this person. You should congratulate this person because they're succeeding in life and they're doing a good job. Rather than tear down their character, rather than hurt them physically, mentally, whatever, emotionally, you see them for who they are, what they do, and they're doing well at it. Support them, help them. If you have to destroy someone's character in order for you to feel better, to make your day better, your life better, you want to tear someone down, you got a problem. And now here's another point: is when you have a whole group of people that think and act like that, that's scary. There's countless examples of where I'm going with this and what I'm talking about, but think about it. Stop and think before you do, like you act out something just because of the way someone looks. Or, and granted, okay, there are people that are bad and that do deserve to get kicked to the curb or locked up or whatever, whatever it is. Those are the bad guys. I get it. But not everybody is a bad guy just by the way they look or the way they talk or the color of their skin or the color of their eyes or their hair or whatever. Not everybody is as fortunate as you or them or him or her or whatever. So before you cast judgment, right, on a person, ask yourself what it took for that person to get where they are, right? Ask yourself, am I jealous, or is there an issue with me about said person? Why am I scared, or why am I intimidated by this person? Ask yourself those questions. Bring it, rather than casting the judgment, right? You're casting the judgment towards this person, human being. You're threatened by it, intimidated. Take that before you cast it out. Take it and ask yourself, wait a minute, before I attack this person verbally, mentally, emotionally, why am I going to do that? Why do I want to insult this person? Why do I feel uncomfortable about this person? Blah, 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 blah. And then you have to ask yourself, oh, right? You say, I'm intimidated by this person because when I was, or when, what happened when, or And then, so then you have to say, wait a minute, I'm still holding on to these emotions or things that happened to me when I was a kid, are what, right? You know what I mean? So you're a grown adult who's holding on to emotions, right, or feelings that happened when you were a child, and then you cast that out on a person that has nothing to do with your inner secrets or your inner emotions or your inner feelings, you know. And what it does is all you do is create issues and problems, and it's like really, I see it like often where someone will cast judgment on a person unsuspecting, right? And it has to do with something that happened to that individual's past, or how they, how they deal with, you know what I'm saying, like they haven't been able to figure out how to deal with their past problems, or their past regret, or their past uh, post-traumatic stress, whatever you want to call it, right? Things that happened to them in the past, they have not dealt with, they haven't learned how to deal with, they have no coping skills. So they're going through life like like an empty shell, kind of. They're empty inside, right? And when they see something they don't like, they just attack it. And it's I want to try to steer this in the direction where pull back any animosity or any hate, and take that energy and put it back into you, and use that, and ask yourself, why am I intimidated? Why am I feeling hurt? Does it really matter? Okay? Does what that person does, like what he or she does, or they even, how does that matter, or what does that matter to me? Does it even conflict? Am I conflicted with this person and what they do? 9 times out of 10, the answer is probably no. What that person does, right, has nothing to do with me. How they look and how they talk and how they act has nothing to do with me or myself. Has that person hurt you or spoke to you incorrectly or treated you poorly? Not at all. So then why are you, what is your malfunction? What is your problem? That's when you need to look inside and say, wow, I never grew up, or I was this, or this happened to me. And as soon as you can overcome whatever it is that's holding you back, the rest of your life will be so much better. Okay, just to put it in simple terms, you won't go around stomping on people, hurting people, trying to destroy people's character, okay? And I'll just leave it at that, okay? Rant ended. All right. Anyway, back to the read. My name is Roy. This is Relentless Roy's Intuitive Tarot. I just wanted to send out a little message there, okay? We need to work on ourselves, but we also need to, like, love each other, and not everybody's perfect, and not everybody's a good guy. But don't destroy somebody's heart or their character just because you don't like them. If you don't like them, stay away, walk away, mind your business. Don't don't like gather a group, right? You see somebody like try to get a bunch of people to attack an innocent person. You guys got some serious issues, right? All right. This is Relentless Roy's Intuitive Tarot. Okay. All right. So I got that out of the way. Thank you guys. I feel better now because I get to send a message out to you guys. All right. So back to the read here. I did shuffle earlier. Uh, the energy so far today is, it's not bad. I'm not saying it's not good either. It's not bad. It's not good. Uh, yeah, I think so far, somewhat today, we're good. It's a nice day. It's a beautiful day. We're in August, right? Uh, ooh. Let's get this tarot read going. Holy Spirit, holy angels, archangels, ascended masters, ancestors, and past on loved ones in peace, love, and light. I thank God, the Most High. I thank Jesus Christ, and I thank the Holy Spirit. Spirit, please, if you could be so kind as to offer us a message or allow us to hear this message today. Can you give us the who, what, when, where, how, why, the ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights, the good, the bad, the ugly, as above, so below, as within, so without, come through, please. Thank you, Spirit. Four cups. You see that? Whoa. Four cups in reverse. Four cups in reverse, though, is Ten of Cups. Or, she's Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, how are you today? Good, I hope. Ooh. I don't know if you just saw that, but Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Wow. This deck is going to be all upside down. How? There's no way. I shuffled this deck. So now I feel silly because the deck was upside down. Now what? We're right side up. So there's a relevance, or there's a relevance, no, but there's a resemblance, or there's a reason why, right? So with the deck being upside down, now we're right side up, right? We're thinking correctly, right? So I'm just gonna go with the read. We got the Four of Cups in reverse, Ten of Pentacles in reverse, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, Nine of Pentacles upright. The deck's upright now. The moon. I hope you're not mad, Spirit, but I'm just gonna go with it. Okay, the deck is right side up. Four of Cups in reverse. All right. Huh. This is different energy. Wow. So when I see, check it out. I see this four of cups, right? And I see somebody who's well dressed, right? Looks like he's got it made pretty good, right? Outside, right? Say this guy's on break, right? And but he's like all pissed off or whatever. But it's in the reverse, right? Like there's an offer or there's something here that they don't see, right? Spirit's trying to tell this person, this individual, hey, we know that you're upset about what's happening before your eyes, okay? But we have something we want to show you. Like there's a different route, or this door over here is open. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles, right? So when I get off this Ten of Pentacles, though, this is like a career path, or like their life's, right. That they were, what they thought they were gonna do is in reverse. If that makes sense, right? What they like, for example, this Four of Cups is in reverse, and Spirit's saying, I have something for you other than what you thought you were going to be doing your whole entire life, right? This Four of Cups in reverse didn't realize, like they thought, okay, I'm gonna do this Ten of Pentacles. This will be my career. This will be what I work for, right? But that's in reverse as well. Like this is not what you are gonna be doing. Like Spirit's trying to tell somebody, I have something else for you to do, right? And then we have a Queen of Pentacles. Go with me on this, guys. Queen of Pentacles in reverse, right? So this is because of, right, they are disconnected. They're disconnected. Their their idea of what their Four of Cups and their Ten of Pentacles was is flipped, turned upside down. Right now they're, right. You know, I'll give you an example. Like when I used to weld, I was a welder at one point. Okay, guys, and this is the same thing. Spirit said, do you want to do this the rest of your life? This is going to be your Ten of Pentacles. And I said, no, because I'm miserable doing it. It's the same idea. This person is disconnected from like who they are as like a person and what they want to do. Right? Then we have the Knight of Pentacles. Now we're flipped upright. And wow. We have a Knight of Pentacles, right? Knight of Pentacles. Right? It's almost like what? Because they changed their way of thinking, and they are now pointed in the right direction. We have a Knight of Pentacles here. Right? So still the same, you know, I don't want to say work, but like you're kind of like what, demoted. You're gonna jump from the queen down to the knight, right? But now you're upright, okay? But now you got to kind of work a little bit, right? You got to kind of hustle with the Knight of Pentacles. You got to earn that pentacle. But now you have purpose. You're not just sitting on your throne, hating the world. Now you're actually out here. You had to get off the throne, jump on the horse, and now you were out here working, which would be better. You know, it makes me think of that movie Office Space, when the guy was he was in the office the whole time. At the end of the movie, he was out, you know, shoveling, and you know what I mean? Like he was like, no, I don't want a stupid office job anymore. I want to be out here working. You know what I mean? I'm a working guy. Right? And then right after that we have the moon. And this is what? Cancer and Pisces energy, moon, or the moon itself. This is psychic abilities. This is morbid energy, darkness, things that happen in the dark, yada, yada, yada. Oh, So, however you see this, but the idea of it, and call me crazy here, because this energy that I'm picking up on can relate with a lot of you guys collective. Where now, because you were upside down, right? Now that you're right side up, the matrix, right? For example, now you see the truth. Like when you blue pill, red pill, whatever they call about it, right? When you finally step out of the the role that you were placed in to be, you were destined to be stuck in this career your whole life. When you step out of that, jump on the horse, right? And you use that energy that you do have, but you're gonna earn your keep now, right? For example, right? You're gonna be you're gonna be active in your work. You're going to be active in your career, or you're going to actually have to do some jumping jacks and some sit-ups. You're not just going to be sitting at the desk job, right? But here's the kicker right here. See this moon? The moon energy is right. You're going. I hate them. You're who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Rather than be a part of this insanity we call life, right? This 9 to 5, slugging away. What do they talk about? Driving in your car, stuck in traffic for 2 hours to get to work, and then you're stuck in traffic for 2 hours to get home, right? No, and what I'm getting at is you stepped out of that, right? You got right side up, you hopped on the horse. Now, what you're looking at though, when you look at the situation, this is what you see. You're intuitive, right? But you also you're a part of what is before you. You know what I mean? Like you want to think of when you want to make a difference in the world, right? We have the Nine of Pentacles to the Moon, where you're gonna see what goes on. You see, right? And I'm trying to reference this as who you gonna call Ghostbusters, because when you jumped on that, when you walked away from that stupid career, you jumped on the horse. Your job, right? Now I'm gonna go back to crediting the Most High. Is you're gonna expose these ghouls and goblins, these dark, the moon, the energies that thrive under the darkness of the moon. If you understand what I'm saying, tell me if I'm wrong, Spirit. Right? So you Spirit said, "Hey, I got a job for you." Right? You don't even know the half of it. And because you looked at the Ten of Pentacles and you said, "Yeah, I don't want to be stuck in this matrix job, this life." Right? You were miserable, and it was killing you. You got disconnected. You had a spot. You had, you know what I mean? Like you had this. You were riding on a high horse, and you had like a throne to sit on or whatever, right? So you had a fancy house or whatever. That's how I'm relating to this. You had the house, you had the car, right? But you were disconnected. You were not happy. You were emotional. You were upset. You were blowing your money on bad things, right? You were actually probably starting to lose money, right? You were driving yourself insane. So you had to take a step off the throne and jump on the horse. Now, after you experienced all of that, right? Now, here we are with the Knight of Pentacles. Is you and with what you do, right? Whatever your quality skills are, right? With the Knight of Pentacles, reliable, dependable, right? All of these things, slow and steady, right? But what happens is right? See that pentacle? See how he's kind of he's like, "Hey, I have something to offer you guys," right? And they say, "What's that?" And this is unique, okay? This is special because, right? Check this out. This Knight of Pentacles can see, okay, what goes on with these guys, right? almost like with that pentacle in his hand, is that he's going to open and he's going to show you this is what goes on when your back is turned, in a way, right? When nobody's there, this is what happens. You know what I mean? Like when no one's looking, this is what gets swept under the rug. When no one's looking, because yeah, it's in the upright, you can see what goes on, right? They live. You have the glasses. You know what I'm saying? All right. Thank you, Spirit. Tell us more, please. This is different. This is different energy, guys. I like it. Please and thank you, Spirit. We have, wow, see that, man? That thing jumped out, spun around, flipped back in. Gee whiz. Please, Spirit. Oh, look at, there he is. Hey. Dang. We have the Fool in reverse. Right? Aquarius. Then we have the Hangman. Pisces. Both in reverse. So that tells you if the deck was upside down, I fixed it, then these cards still come out in reverse. So it tells you something, okay? Because I wasn't about to do a read with every card in reverse. All right, the Fool is in reverse, and then we have the Hangman reverse. Fool, Aquarius energy, Hangman, it's Pisces energy. This is my name's Roy. This is Relentless Roy's Intuitive Tarot. Hit the like button, please, and thank you. Share this with your friends. Share it online, whatever, right? And hit the subscribe button for me, please, and thank you. And if there's an option to hype this video, do it, please. Right? Donate to the channel if you can, also. All right, so back to the read. We have the Fool reverse, then we have the Hangman reverse. Cautiously moving forward, okay? But the Fool in reverse is we're not really just going with the flow, right? Because we're famous words, we're on a mission from God, right? Because check it out. Spirit's here, offered you a cup, and he's saying you better take this, dude, right? It looks to me as though these cards read out is you took what Spirit had to offer. If you understand what I'm saying, is that Spirit whispered in your ear, it's time to go, or it's time to get up, or it's time to leave, or move, or jump, or climb, or whatever Spirit told you, you went with it, okay? Because the trajectory of where you were headed and what was going on was not it. So now, here we are, the Fool in reverse. You, more or less, are walking, with Spirit. You took Spirit's, Spirit kind of guided you in the right direction, right? So as you move forward, you're cautiously, step by step in a way. Before you just go ahead and, set off, kind of going nowhere, kind of like loosey-goosey. Now with the Fool in reverse, you're taking the proper steps, to move forward. You're making the correct decisions. And in doing so, Hangman reverse, Pisces energy, right? You intuitively, you're aware of what's going on, for sure. But now you're at a level, right, where you can see through, right, with the moon over here, you can see through the masks. You can see through the illusions, and you can see where before you get, in the past, you would be in the Fool Hangman position, where every time you walked out the door, they had you hung up. Now you're the Fool reverse. You're cautiously moving forward, and you have the intuitive. You're awake. You're aware. You're blessed, right? But you're not caught. You're not stuck anymore. You're walking free. You're hop, skip, and a jump, right? And if you look right there, right, what does that represent? It almost looks like, with his body, it looks like a 4. I don't know. That just caught my eye. One, so say the head. This is weird. I don't know why this just cut my head. That's one, right? The head from the neck up is 1/4. It's a quarter. I don't know if that means anything. Maybe I'm just daydreaming. A quarter. Quarter of what? Could be a quarter of the way there on your journey, right? Okay. Tell us more, Spirit. Please, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Angels. Yeah, like you see with the you're cautiously moving forward, but now you see what your purpose is in life because you're enlightened, right? You see, like, it's not necessarily what you do, but it's how you do it. It's how you carry yourself. Please, Spirit. Temperance. See, Spirit's listening. Right? This is picking and choosing your battles. This is cool, calm, and collected. This Sagittarius energy, right? Where you're balanced under any kind of conflict. Archangel Michael. You accommodate, you moderate, right? You have balance, right? You go from being the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, disconnected, and just completely, almost egotistical in a way, or you're focused on things that are materialistically speaking, or you just disconnected from nature, from spirit. Now where you are, after you took that cup from that spirit offered you, you are cautiously moving forward, intuitive. You see your purpose, and I mean, with Archangel Michael here, he's saying he's got your back as long as you stay focused, right? Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, right? Love thy neighbor, the golden rule, do unto others as you would have be done, done to you, right? Archangel Michael is saying you have you're you're making the right steps. You have the support from Spirit, from Archangel Michael. Right? You can tell when Spirit agrees with my message because the cards fly out. I don't even have to beg for it. 7 of Pentacles. Right? So what? Right, alright. So what I'm seeing here is 7 of Pentacles under the Knight, right? Everybody needs to take a break. We can't be, right? That goes right next to Temperance. Now you're connected with Spirit. Now you have a purpose. Now you see what it is that you do, right? 7 of Pentacles. I don't want to, it's not like you're almost there, but you got to take a break every once in a while. So you've been working hard, right? You got your 7 of Pentacles. Good job, guys. I'm proud of you, okay? But you can't be going 100 all the time, right? So you got to kind of take a break every once in a while, and you say, okay, look, all right, so this is building, this is going, this is good. When I see this under the 9 of Pentacles, right? is you got to take a break, relax, and rejuvenate because your pentacles are growing, but you have to with Archangel Michael right next to you, right? Check it out. They're together. Look at Archangel Michael, the Temperance. You guys are in the same. He's in the next backyard, right? Say you're in your backyard working on your garden. Archangel Michael is right next to you, right? Say there's a fence there. While you're working on your garden, you got to take a break, dude. Go get some rest. Go get some. You need to eat some food, drink some water. Take a nap. Have a day for yourself, right? Take a break. And when you do that, you have the blessings, right? Get it? If you take care of yourself, you work on yourself, you will get this. You have the backing of Archangel Michael. Seven. See, it only breaks my heart again. Back, do back. Set me free, why don't you, babe? Right? Tell us more, Spirit, please and thank you. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, so you work hard and you're moving forward and you made the right decisions. But you also gotta set time aside because what you're doing isn't easy. So finding a balance between, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, right? Gosh, I hope I don't get cut off, guys. I think I got a little bit of time left, right? Let me check. All right, hold on. I just want to check something real quick on this unit. I don't want to lose you guys. So what is that? Yep. And that was the one there too. Yeah. All right. So I should have. I'm like tweaking out. I'm worried I'm going to get cut off on the. I should have enough memory left, right? All right. Sorry, Spirit. Maybe that has something to do with what we're talking about here. The memory getting cut off. That could be worrying. Yeah. So with the 7, see, Spirit is trying to tell me something. Right. So yeah, I just see this like we're not invincible. You have the support from Archangel Michael. You accepted the invitation to walk away from the old you and to move forward, but what you have to do now is a lot more difficult than before. You were miserable before, but you weren't, you weren't seeing what you didn't have a purpose. Now you have a purpose. But it's not easy. Right? You can't you show up like this, right? But underneath all that armor and everything is this. You know what I'm saying? You put your pants on the same. Everybody puts their pants on the same way. Everybody, if you get what I'm saying with this, is like, so you're working really hard and everything, but you're still, you're not invincible, right? You have to tend to your own garden. Not only are you out here, right, saving lives, right, but then you also have to tend to your own garden. You know, what are those gardens that you have like a little rake in a little with the sand and it has little things, whatever, or those trees, you know what I mean, that you clip and you cut. You know what if you know what I'm talking about, it's like you have to also you're taking care of your job, saving people's lives, whatever. But then also you need to take care of yourself. That's what Spirit's trying to clarify here. You need time for yourself for sure, because you don't want to go back to being a Queen of Pentacles. Thank you, Spirit. Please. Wow, look at that. The High Priestess. Under the moon, right? So this is both with the moon, this is Cancer, right? Pisces energy. The High Priestess is Cancer and Pisces. Mostly Cancer, whatever. But they're all connected in a way to the moon, in a sense, with that intuitive, right? I'll just show you, because the moon, right? This is the moon, boom, right? Then with the High Priestess, you have, what is that? That's crescent moon here, right? This is ancient knowledge, right? You are, if you balance your work and your play, your love and your hate, your ups and your downs and your lefts and your rights, if you take care of yourself and you take care of business, you are the High Priestess. So that doesn't mean that you go to work and work 40 hours and then just go home and sleep every day. That means that you got to do both. You got to go do your job, but then you also have, you're on mission where you're doing your job, but you're also, a part of society in a way. You bring spirit with you wherever you go, because Archangel Michael is right there. If that makes sense, if you understand where I'm going with this. If you accepted the call, then you know what I'm talking about. Thank you, Spirit. Tell me more, please. The High Priestess under the moon is like you are connected to spirit and to, like, I don't want to use the word I don't want to say the underworld, but you can see the sunlight and you can see the moonlight, right? Because you have a balance. This is with Archangel Michael here. You have a balance of the say this is the moonlight and you have the sunlight. You have moonlight, sunlight. You have a balance in between where you can see both. All right, I'm just going to go with the Spirit. We have the world is Capricorn. Under, right, the Fool there. Then we have Ace of Pentacles. Six of Swords. Four of Swords. That Six of Swords was in reverse. Four of Swords upright. Then we have the Sun. I believe that's Leo energy. Okay, right? The World. All glory be to God. We have the World here. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So by doing as what the Most High and what Spirit asks you to do, okay, and following suit, as above, so below, as within, so without, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You're walking you know, you're crossing the finish line, right? And you're people can see this, right? We have Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus. It's known the efforts that you have put forth, right? People see where you've come, where you've been, and where you've come from, and where you are today. And you're being celebrated in a way with the world. People can see it. Ace of Pentacles here, right? Under the Hangman in reverse. You just crossed the finish line, and you're owed. Spirit says, I want to give you something for never giving up, son. Six of Swords in reverse. When Archangel Michael asks you to stop, to cool it, to be cool, right? When you walked away, right? Now when you left, again, this kind of, when you made the decision to listen to Spirit and get your act together, then you exposed the the actuality of the situation. You know, you weren't a part of the madness. Six of Swords reverses. You're elsewhere, right? And now these guys are like, oh shoot, you know what I mean? The curtain is pulled, and they're exposed, right? What goes on under the moonlight? They're exposed. Four of Swords under. So with them being exposed, right? So they have to fix. There's an issue where there's some kind of an issue where there will be balance brought. This is all about how you've survived and how you've made it through. And what was weighing you down no longer exists, you know, and there's a contrast between you and what else is out there. You're no longer meshed in with the funk. Now there's a contrast. We can see, you know, what is good. Say the light's right here. This is good, and we can see what is like in the dark, which is bad, right? You know, things done in the darkness, what have you. That's kind of, there's a balance, going to be balance brought to your life, and you earned it. You earned every penny of it, right? And you need to rely more definitely in order to find, with the Four of Swords, in order to find peace, it's through prayer. It's through knowledge. It's through, you know, with the Four of Swords right here, it's like when you rest, but you need to, you know what I mean? Like, learn from your ancestors, learn from your passed on loved ones, pick up the Bible, pick up a book and read. You know what it is about faith, and how does spiritual healing help you? You know, incorporate that. Not only are you getting rest, eating healthy, you know, exercising, but you are spiritually working on yourself, resting. You know, you're in prayer, right? Prayer and fasting, right? And when you do that, when you incorporate that, bingo, the sun card comes out. It's not the star, it's the sun. You're a soul man. I'm a soul man. You made it, son. You did it. And you earned it, and you achieved it. With the son of the high priestess is, you had it all along. You just had to fight your way through it. And we are our own worst enemy at times, right? You know, most of us know, you have a conscience inside your head. You say, no, I don't want to do that, or this is wrong, before you go to do something. Lights out, right? Before you go to do something, that tells me time's up. Before you go to do something, you say, no, I better think twice before I do it. Or, you know what I'm saying? The high priestess, deep inside your heart, you knew all along that you were never going to give up, you were never going to surrender, and that you had to push forward no matter what happens. The best thing you did, right? Last reading I did was when you walked away, but when Spirit told you, I want you to stop what you're doing, and I want you to take this, like, you're going to go leap of faith, trust walk, right? Whatever you want to call it, right? You trusted God, and you trusted Spirit, and you took a leap of faith, and now here you are. Yeah, yeah. You're the soul man. Queen of Wands in the upright underneath, right? So you went from Queen of Wands in reverse, right? To what? Now you're the Queen of you were the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, right? Materialistic, but you were reversed. You were miserable, disconnected. Now that you're connected with Spirit, and so forth, so now you have the energy of the Queen of Wands, right, in the upright, and with the Wands, that's masculine energy, right? So you're a go-getter, you're trendsetter, right? You got a lot of compassion and fire and magic in you. Black cat is a cat, could be significant. So it could be a spirit animal that walks with you, protects you. You got the flowers here, right? You made it. Ooh, I like it. Look at you. All right, so I just want to thank all of you. My name is Roy. This is Relentless Roy's Intuitive Tarot. Hit the like button. Share this with your friends, with your family, and subscribe. And if you could donate to the channel, that would be great. Cash App, whatever. Let me get some new decks, right? Jeez, come on, guys. I love all of you, and I wish you well. And you stuck with it. You listened to Spirit, and now you're crossing the finish line. You will be rewarded. And I'll tell you what, you knew it all along. It just took you to life lessons to figure this out. Right? Balance is key. I love you guys. Catch you on the next one. See ya.